Previously, on Total Pokemon Survivor Island. After a heated argument with his alliance regarding Mawil's elimination, Beautifly and her alliance disbanded from Venusaur's alliance, and after a debate with Venusaur on the morality of eliminating Mawile, Machoke decides to leave the alliance as well, causing Venusaur to take time to himself to question his leadership capabilities. After that occurred, Curly informed her alliance that Machoke developed suspicions of her, giving Gastrodon the resolve to eliminate him once and for all. Together, we're going to finish what I started. During the challenge, it seemed relatively simple on the surface, with it being to retrieve an escape orb in a deep dungeon, but there happened to be reports of unidentified tremors that could potentially be life-threatening. So this was without a doubt the survivor's most dangerous challenge yet. Before anything of note occurred in the dungeon itself, Machoke, as an attempt to distance himself from his alliance, decided to enter alone, until Ampharos and Glasgow approached him, unable to find Venusaur. They attempted to convince him to search with them, but to no avail, prompting them to go after Venusaur themselves. It was Ampharos, however, who was the most dedicated to finding Venusaur, with Glasgow trying to have her rationalize the situation, with her refusing to compromise her resolve, due in part with her feeling as though she felt obligated for the longest time to act like the glue holding together the alliance, and that for her own game and her alliances, she'd have to stop playing nice going forward. After being pushed away from Venusaur's alliance by Machoke, Beautifly and Piplup end up traversing the dungeon together alone. However, Piplup ends up falling off a ledge, causing the two to get separated, forcing Beautifly to search for her. Miraculously, in spite of not being able to use idols, Skuntank manages to find both hidden idols within the challenge, and appears to have a very unclear stratagem regarding them. This wasn't left completely unchecked, however, as Gastrodon caught him in the act and attempted to call him out for it, only enabling him to demean her gameplay and her inability to eliminate him. Gastrodon, however, swears that in spite of that, it'll be her that causes his elimination, and in the midst of the distraction, Skuntank causes a rock slide, allowing him to escape. Motherfucker! Fucker! 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 After being relentlessly pursued by Kecleon and his endless band of blokes, Curly manages to steal a joy seed from them, which in turn causes her to evolve into Gardevoir. In continuation of their search for Venusaur, Gliscor finds the idol that Skuntank left behind, and he becomes the first person to find an idol that doesn't use it in the first episode they find it. I'm sure he must feel very accomplished. Fletchender, who traversed the dungeon herself, eventually finds herself in a section of the dungeon she is oddly familiar with, and begins to have a flashback. You know I can't see that, right? Should I just keep playing the footage? I don't know the protocol for flashback. This ends with her beginning to doubt the credibility of her allies, and gives her the resolve to do whatever possible to get her memory back. Eventually, Beautifly manages to find Piplup. Remorseful for the fact that Beautifly had to go out of her way to find her, Piplup finally provides some context on what she came on the show for. Through another flashback, in continuation of the search for Venusaur, Ampharos inadvertently triggered a summon trap, causing a horde of Delta Unknown to ambush them. Gliscor tries to convince Ampharos to turn back, but she refuses, determined to do whatever it takes to save Venusaur. No! I'm not turning my back! Not now! We're getting to Venusaur! Against the odds, they chose to fight. They fought to the best of their abilities, but were eventually overwhelmed by the countless number of Unknown. That wasn't until Machoke came in and managed to defeat the remainder of the Unknown. Machoke explains that after witnessing something specific, he had a change of heart and decides to go in after Venusaur. And after Ampharos conveys just what Venusaur means to her, they follow suit. Venusaur, after questioning his leadership skills following his actions, leads himself deep enough into the dungeon to where he is ambushed by an elite team of Delta Pokemon formerly known as the Rockrakers! A battle ensued where, in spite of Venusaur's best efforts, the odds were stacked against him due in part with him being outnumbered, and is eventually brought down by the Rockrakers. Metagross, their leader, refrained from killing Venusaur, saying that his life has value to their cause. He explains the process of transforming into a Delta Pokemon, and that the subject must not be willing to fight, and states that if Venusaur submits, they would spare him. Venusaur refuses, but before Metagross could land the final blow, Machoke comes in and pushes Venusaur away from the direction of the boulder. Determined to save Venusaur, Machoke, placed under the pressure of the boulder, evolves into Machamp. With his new strength, he manages to effectively hold his own against the Rockrakers, and with the eventual assistance of Ampharos and Gliscor, defeats them all until only their leader remained. In spite of his typing disadvantage, Metagross managed to have one last trick up his sleeve, allowing it to be on par with Machamp, his Mega Stone. allowing him to become Mega Metagross.
Behold, Mega Metagross! Tremble before me!
Let's finish this!
Despite the initial struggle, Machamp, in spite of facing a Mega, gained the upper hand against Metagross.
Take this! Close combat!
And after everything, Machamp and the others finally managed to save Venusaur. Meanwhile, while all this was occurring, Corphish managed to almost effortlessly reach the end of the dungeon and claim the escape orb, making him the only person safe for elimination.
Spife Gang!
After being saved by his alliance, Venusaur goes into detail on why he decided to go off on his own, and that he didn't want to own up to his mistakes, which he openly acknowledges and atones for, even going as far as to volunteer to step down as leader. However, in spite of all of this, his alliance still accepts him, and to rectify his mistake, Venusaur finally decides to go after Gardevoir. As for Gardevoir herself, her risky gameplay seems to be catching up to her, as not only does Piplup have her suspicions, but with Gastrodon hell-bent on eliminating Skuntank, whom she's also allies with, it will cause great strain in their alliance if Gastrodon discovers the two are working together, leaving Gardevoir with very few options. Venusaur's alliance were about to give up hope, as just the four of them won't be sufficient enough to eliminate Gardevoir, and since they failed to sway Fletchinger's vote, that meant for the very first time, Venusaur's alliance was in the minority, with a strong possibility of Machamp leaving. However, against Beautifly's wishes, Piplup, still carrying suspicion of Gardevoir, offers Venusaur's alliance her vote. At elimination, it was down to Gardevoir and Machamp, and as it would turn out, Piplup's vote ended up being the deciding factor. But instead of being eliminated, Gardevoir received a penalty in the upcoming challenge, putting her in a significantly worse position in the game. I have no choice but to play more cautiously. Then and only then will I better my position. So with no one gone, we are still down to 11. So what will happen next? Find out right now on Total Pokemon Survivor Island. Beautify, wait, shouldn't you think this through? This doesn't concern you, Piplup. But what if you say something you might regret? I don't have any regrets. I've been able to keep our alliance intact in spite of our losses, help you in any way I can, and carry the torch Kricketune passed on to me after his elimination. And I want to continue doing that. You have to understand, all I want is the best for us. Yes, I understand that, Beautify. But don't you think this is a bit irrational? Irrational? Everything I do, everything I've done, it hasn't been for me. It's been for yours and our alliance's sake, and it's no different here. I will never not do what I think is right for you all. Now to give them a piece of my mind. Okay, things could not have ended worse last night. Not only did we sever any possibility of Beautifly working with us, but even after everything, we still have Gardevoir's competition. The worst of both worlds.
Granted, Gardevoir did receive a penalty last night, if that's any kind of silver lining. Shouldn't you guys be preoccupied with the fact that Beautifly not only had an idol right under our noses, but also used to get an advantage in the challenge? Gardevoir's a problem in of herself, but I firmly believe that after last night, there's a strong chance that whatever Beautifly's advantage is, she'll try to use it against us. What makes you say that? Beautifly isn't a bad person. When we first started collaborating with her alliance, I got the impression of self-righteousness from her. So much so that I bet you she's probably on her way here to confront us.
Alright, out with it. What the hell was that?
Called it.
You know, I thought we had a mutual agreement to get each other through the game. I really thought that together we'd reach a point in the game where we could compete without conflict. Guess I was wrong.
Bullshit, Beautifly. I know full well that you tried to go after me last night. Those boats didn't come out of thin air, now did they?
You are the one who fueled the fire. Your sudden accusation of Gardevoir could have caused our alliances to be in direct conflict. My vote against you last night was meant to prevent that.
Oh, so you really mean to tell me that a simple accusation devalues my relationship with Mawile? You can eliminate our allies, but when we go for yours is a problem? You didn't target me because you tried to assess a threat. The move you tried to make against me was entirely because of your bias.
My bias?
Yes, your bias! You didn't want me to accuse Gardevoir because you are so ignorant as to believe anyone who's your ally can do no wrong. That's why you voted for Mawile that night. She was eliminated for being right, damn it! But anyways, you're not going to get anywhere in this argument if you aren't honest about how petty you are. So how about you just cut the shit and let's talk?
You can't even imagine the pressure I've been through since Cricketune left. Having to restrain myself when my significant other almost had to be medically evacuated, having to fill the leader role after our alliance leader is eliminated through bullshit circumstances. But I wouldn't expect you to emphasize with me because your leader is still here, and he hasn't been through anything compared to— How dare you say that? Do you have any idea what kind of shit we went through yesterday? Gliscor and I had to go on a wild fucking Venusaur chase, all the while being assaulted left and right by Deltas. Not fun, by the way.
I had to protect Venusaur from 4 advanced Delta Pokemon, where if I had shown up sooner, they would have transformed into a Delta themselves. Or killed him at worst! And look where that got them. Do you see this, Beautifly? Well, you left us for the challenge because of how unreasonably defensive you were. I got viciously attacked, and this was the result. This may very well be something I may have to live with for the rest of my life, but it's an indicator that you've not been through shit compared to me.
Who voted with you?
Are you serious? What the fuck are your priorities, Beautifly? I literally could have died the other day, and you're fixated on—
Who voted with you? It was me! Piplup, I did it. I voted for Gardevoir. But, Piplup, why would you do this? We had a plan. Have I ever steered you wrong before? Beautifly, I'm sorry to say this, but your decision to eliminate Mawile was what? Was close-minded. What if we made the wrong choice? What if we let the actual perpetrator make it through the game and make it easier for it to eliminate you, or me, or anyone at her disposal? Don't you find it suspicious how she always leaves our alliance meetings first? No, you've been giving her all that time she could be using to plot against us. You have to understand where I was coming from in voting for her. Oh, I understand. We take you in after the disbandment of your previous alliance. I treat you like a sister, tend to your beck and call to uplift you whenever you need it. And this is how you repay our generosity? By valuing their input over mine? It's not like that, Beautifly. I can't even put into words how grateful I am to you, to Cricketune, to Monferno, to Smeargle. But it's because of that gratitude that I can't risk you eliminating yourself for us. But please, Beautifly, you're all I have left. I can't lose you too. Maybe you should have considered that before you decided to shatter my trust. Listen to yourself, Beautifly. After everything you've helped me get through, are you really willing to let all of your compassion go to waste by cutting yourself off from everyone? It's ironic. It really is. The fact that this supposed malicious self-indulgent traitor is all I have left.
Clerigo Piplup. She's being incredibly unreasonable right now. We can empathize with their situation. We went through something eerily similar the other day, but we were able to resolve the issue. Despite the hurtful things Beautifly said to you, I'm sure she'll realize she was in the wrong and come around. But if not, I want you to know that you are not alone.
Thank you, Venusaur. But you're wrong. I've always been alone. This was just a cruel reminder of that fact. And yet this whole time, I wasn't as alone as I could have been. If Beautifly does something rash and gets eliminated for it, I don't know what I would do. How's it going, most trusted ally?
Swimmingly. It's an opportune day to go fishing.
Don't toy with me, Skuntank. Because of a fucking unforeseen outcome, not only was I nearly eliminated, but now I have to bounce back from being fucking neutered in this upcoming challenge. And I don't even have balls! If we're as alike as you claim, you'll have to have my best interest at heart.
I hope you realize I gave you a clear advantage.
What the hell are you talking about?
If you recall, Beautifly happened to conveniently obtain an idol last night, netting herself an advantage in this upcoming challenge. Now that we've been made aware of this, depending on what this advantage entails, the opportunity is open to counter her by using her advantage against her.
Were you the one who gave Beautifly the idol?
Not directly, no. I just happened to have encountered an idol within the challenge, and due to my inability to utilize them, I had no need for it and promptly disposed of it, and it happened to conveniently land at the direction of Beautifly.
But I don't understand. It's been made clear to us that there's no way to determine what effects the idols have before playing them. How did you not only prepare for the outcome, but also know the effects?
I didn't. I banked on a possibility, and it ended up being the outcome.
I really hope you realize that's just dumb luck.
Quite the contrary. It actually factors in my philosophy of risk-taking. Every risk is incentivized by a reward. There are of course potential consequences that put the faint of heart off from going through these risks, but the truly strong-willed will be able to avert ramifications to be benefited by the end. It was my mentality for eliminating Spiritomb, and it has not wavered since.
Right. Well, good luck getting through the remainder of the game with that kind of high-risk, high-reward mentality.
Likewise. Choo-ha-ha! Choo-ha-ha! That was so agonizingly easy. I provided her with an incentive disguised as bait, and she took it. Beautifly will only be a martyr. If under some circumstances, move that I'm giving her credit for backfires on her, the majority will be drawn to her, and I will be able to make it through the game through the aftermath of her exceptionally dangerous game strategy.
Fuck. You're telling me. Just when we thought we had the votes to get rid of Machamp permanently, the next thing we know we don't. You know, this is probably the first time where if one of my allies left, it would actually affect my gameplay. I suppose I'll take that as a compliment. Regardless though, I'm lucky to still be here. But on the other hand, I now have a penalty that'll most likely affect my gameplay. What do you suggest we do about it? Well, I've managed to take into account multiple outcomes. The unfavorable outcome where I'm swiftly exposed and eliminated. The neutral outcome where in spite of my penalty I managed to make it through the day but I'm still viewed as a threat. And the third where we can actually use my disadvantage as an advantage. Really? Tell me more. Now I mentioned the other day that Beautifly foolishly told me she found an idol within the previous challenge. Now that she's played it and we know what her idol entails, that proves to be a window of opportunity for me to counter the effect. I'm going to stop you right there. You are not going to make yourself more of a threat if this backfires. You nearly got yourself eliminated last night. This play will have both its advantages and its consequences. If we go through with this, then to divert attention away from you, whatever happens, I will take the fall for it. Are you really willing to put your game on the line for this? Whether you leave or I leave doesn't really make a difference in the grand scheme of things. But if there's a chance we can both make it through today, gain more control over Piplup, continue to dwindle down Venusaur's alliance, and reduce our competition even further, then I'll take my chances. Gastrodon probably doesn't want to admit it, but it looks like her and Skuntank have pretty similar mindsets when it comes to taking risks. You'd think with all that bullshit Skuntank spewed to me last night about us being alike, these two would swallow their fucking pride and work together. It'd make my job much easier. Good answer. And now that you've volunteered to spearhead this move, this makes my stratagem all the more effective. Now as you said, I can't afford to pull this off alone. thanks to that fucking Machamp and his numbers that came out of nowhere. But nonetheless, I have an alternative. Which is, I never told you this, but I have an ability I can share with another individual, which I refer to as a psychokinetic link. A psycho... What the hell did you just say to me? A psychokinetic link. If I establish it with someone, I can freely communicate with them anytime, anywhere. It's like getting a phone call in your mind. I never mentioned this prior because I didn't see it necessary, but to execute this plan, it will be vital. So you'll call me, and then whatever Beautifly's advantage happens to be, we'll coordinate a move. This will also eliminate the need to meet in the forest every morning. We've been lucky enough to where next to no one has come here in an attempt to expose us anyway. Now you're talking! So how do we do this? Link. Close your eyes. Elaborate. There's not much to elaborate on now that I've explained all the technicalities. Just come closer to my vicinity and close your eyes. Okay, well, as long as it has results, then so be it. Alright, linked. What the hell was that? You didn't see anything. No, I think I did see something. Fucked up things, in fact. And coming from the perspective of the one you made a final 2 deal with, I think I have the right— You didn't see anything. End of story. Is Gardevoir hiding something from me? Was I wrong to trust her? Okay, no. Rationalize this, Gastrodon. It'd be incredibly irrational to eliminate her if she just wanted privacy. But still, I can't deny what I saw, let alone make sense out of it. Did I miss anything plot relevant? Fletchender! Where the hell have you been? I don't know, actually. I guess I just waltzed over here when it was convenient for me. Right, well, you know what would be convenient for me? If you displayed not only participation, but also productivity. If it hasn't been made clear, I am the leader of this alliance. Always have been, always will be. So you better live up to my expectations. Wow, looks like someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Good morning, survivors, and welcome to another day of the Final 11. Another day? Look at you all. The Final 11. Still, the person who will leave tonight will not only serve as the second member of the jury, but will also be just cut short of the Final 11. Fuck! I meant 10. Sorry, muscle memory.
We're finally here.
After all this time,
We're one step closer to this game
being mine. Anyways, it's time to discuss today's challenge. A glorified scavenger hunt. And in case you don't understand the basics of finding shit. Wow, condescending today, are we? Allow me to demonstrate. The first thing you're going to want to do is find out what your item is, and then go off as a means of locating it. Wherever you may travel, whether it be forest, cave, or jungle, you'll eventually find an item assigned to you to complete the bundle. But before I elaborate further, there are 2 ground rules that must be followed. First of all, you can travel in groups for all I care, but you can't travel in groups bigger than 2 people. And second, the last person to find their item and cross the finish line with it gets the boot. As in, they will automatically be eliminated from the game. So with that out of the way, it's time to go over what items you have all been assigned. Gardevoir, you are tasked to find the reveal glass. Beautifly, you are tasked to find the rock gem. Gliscor, your item will be the Everstone. Corphish, your item will be the upgrade. Gastrodon, your item will be the red shard. Ampharos, just give me a fucking corn dog. Skuntank, your item will be a used fishing rod. Don't even bother coming back here if it's not used. Piplup, your item will be the Eviolite. Venusaur, your item will be your Megastone. Machamp, you know what, literally just bring a random boulder and just bring it here. And Fletchender, your item will be that new crack I keep hearing about. Oh, and before anything else, it's time to announce Beautifly's advantage for the challenge. Now, to balance things out, your item is relatively far away, but as for your actual advantage, you get to know the exact location of your item.
What? Bacon Bird?
I don't know how to probably respond, except I guess this is pretty advantageous for me. Likewise, it's time to announce the penalty Gardevoir received after receiving the most votes last night. First of all, not only is your item notoriously rare, but in tandem with that, no teleporting! You just want to see me suffer, don't you? Ha, you know me too well.
Oh, hell, perhaps. The Upgraken. Very strong source of cholesterol.
Wait a second, that's not the name of your item. How could you get it wrong?
I know everything. And also nothing.
So without further ado, is everyone ready? Go!
A few moments later.
Alright guys, Metachamp said groups of no more than 2, so I assume we just split up then?
Yeah, but that would mean that one of us would have to volunteer to go on their own. I could be that person and it makes things easier for you guys.
Are you sure about that, Gliscor?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. If anything, it means that alone I can get the challenge done at a faster pace. No offense. None taken. Anyways, Ampharos, would you like a Venusaur? I know a place where we could potentially kill 2 birds with 1 stone and find both our items. How about you and I go together? Oh, alright, I'm with you, Machamp.
Alright, so that leaves Piplup and I. Sounds good. Where would we be going? The only place where my item would realistically be found.
Alright, good luck everyone.
Okay, Piplup, here we are. Oh no. Alright, here's the plan. I'll go around and cause a diversion. Once I've got his attention, you swoop in and grab that corn dog. Are you sure there's no other way? I mean, you saw him in the cooking challenge. He's so intimidating. Nonsense. It's not like we're gonna find a corn dog in the woods or some shit. This is our only feasible option. Alright, Piplup. Time for Operation Corn That Dog! Operation what? This will be bound to cause an aftershock. Discharge!
Who dares?
Now's my chance. But what if... No time to get cold feet, Piplup. Ampharos is counting on me. I can't let her down.
You wouldn't dare steal from me.
Oh shit!
Corn Death!
I did it. So, what now? Evacuate! Evacuate! Alright, here you go. It cost me a body parts, but here's your fucking red shard. Hold on, let me see that. This is a maroon shard. What? Go back and find the exact color shard I asked for, you colorblind bitch.
Oh yeah! This is my challenge! Alright, here we are, an Everstone.
Holy fuck, that was fast. How did you get back here so quickly?
Okay, I'm gonna blow your mind here, but I think I dug my way to a completely different TPI. A pretty insane one at that.
Huh. Why does that rock look shinier than the other? Oh my god! Ah!
Hey man, you got an Everstone?
Sure.
What else you got?
And he just sorta never went away.
Oh shit, the challenge!
This is a stupid episode.
The atmosphere there was really odd. When I got there, the text boxes just disappeared.
I won't question it. Anyways, congratulations, Gliscor. You've officially made it to the final 10. God damn it, now I'm falling behind. Better hustle up, you sluggish slut. Lest you want to make it to the final negative 10. Alright, damn it, I'm going. Ah! He's gaining on us! Faster, damn it, faster! Go right, go left, go upside down. What? Just do it! No! We're surrounded. I really hope you realize how ridiculous this is. All of this over a fucking corn dog.
It's not about the corn dog. It's about respect. Come in closer, and I'll demonstrate some.
Ampharos, don't do it. Don't you see the disadvantage you're at right now? We're backed into a corner here, Piplup. I'm not just gonna come to terms with defeat like a defenseless animal. I'm going to fight back.
So you choose to defy me until the bitter end. So you choose, and you will feel my wrath. Chihuahua! What an exemplary metaphor. The fact that this challenge is requiring me to simply fish. Seeing as I was able to lay out bait that, much like a fish, Gardevoir was so immersed in what was presented that she didn't consider the long-term consequences. Now that I think about it, the processes are also similar in that it's essentially a waiting game for the individual of the other party to see what moves will be made on the other end. One slip-up, one mistake, and she'll be struck down by her own allies. It will happen. However, it begs a particular question I'm curious to decipher the answer to. How long can she hold out? Will she stand triumphant in the end, or will she fall to the very allies she tried to fell?
Break!
Earthquake! Don't you see, you bloody lamb sauce looking idiots? You get hard countered by me.
Counter this! Iron Tail! What do I do here? I can't just stand here and watch. Take this! Fire Punch!
Body slam!
Ampharos! Confuse Ray!
What kind of sack of shit sorcery is this? Fucking blimey!
I have an opening! Time to seize the opportunity. Dragon Pulse!
High horsepower!
Shit. Even with a status condition, he's managed to counter everything I've thrown at him. Wait, I do have one last resort. Piplup! Yeah? I'm going to charge him a focus punch. Cover me! Against him? But he's so strong.
Now it's time to get raw!
Bubble!
Did you really think that could hurt me?
Not really.
Stand aside, you fucking happy feet reject! Stone Edge!
Time to end this. Take this! Focus punch!
Fissure! Once I'm finished with you, I'm gonna put that corn dog back in the fridge.
No! Get away from her! Piplup, did you... You did! You just saved me! Well, it was nothing, really. I'm going to remember this. When I get out of this hole and claim immunity, I promise I'm going to help you find your items so we can both make it to the final 10. It's the least I can do for you. Alright, this had better be the right one. Not so fast, Buster. Let me take a look at that. Yep, this is another Maroon Shard. What the fuck? Here's a concept. How about you stop forcing the creator to reuse the same animations, get off your slug ass, and progress?
Perhaps I could break that mold. Sure.
Alright, let me see that. Oh yeah, this is all kinds of wet.
Now, would that constitute my place in the final 10?
Oh, for sure. I'll show you who's all kinds of wet. What? Better get going, you fucking maroon. Maroon and red are the fucking same color! Fuck off, Skuntank.
Alright, Venusaur, we're almost there. Just a bit further and... Alright, we're here. Mawile and I traversed this cave 3 days ago before being chased out by a Delta Aggron, and... Ah!
You are in no position to proceed with this futility. Then prepare to submit.
Venusaur! 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 Are we going in, or... yeah. I was just thinking, and... I think maybe I should stay out here and keep watch. This is a pretty open-ended cave, and anything could come in at any time. You sure about that? We'll be able to reap better results if we go in together. Yeah, I mean, we don't want anything that we didn't anticipate sneaking up on us, right? Besides, this way, I'd be able to have your back for a change. Okay, well, In that case, it's way out here. I'll go find our items. Oh, thank God I was able to get out of that. And after yesterday, I don't think I can even bear to be in the same dungeon as... What was that?
Okay, I really hope Metachem realizes how much of a bitch this is. I could just be able to teleport back when I found my item, but no! She has to make things hell for me. Fucking biased bitch. Wait a second, is that it over there? Wow, for such a rare item, it's just sitting there. Yoink! Well, that was easy. Time to go back to the campsite and... Ah, what the hell? Okay, this isn't as bad as it looks. It doesn't matter that I'm outnumbered here. I'll take them all on. I'm gonna make them rue the day they stood in the way of... Oh wait, I can't teleport. Alright, I'm not even gonna go into detail of what I had to do to get this. Eat it, you whore! Oh, no thanks. This whore isn't hungry. You're bullshitting me! I nearly get assaulted by your chef over a sausage wrapped in cornmeal, and you still won't eat it?! Nope. You're part of the final 10 now, you... lamb. That's all the satisfaction you need. I can't believe I get assaulted by legendaries over a literal mirror. What's so special about this thing anyway? Is that me?
Alright, let the process begin.
Sir, with all due respects, are you sure this is going to work?
Don't fret, my dear. You are in very capable hands. Success! I've officially bridged the gap between Delta Pokemon and... Harmony! Harmony, don't you die on me! Harmony!
Revenge is just within my grasp. But until then, I can't forget who I am. Who I was.
Alright, it's gotta be around here somewhere. Please tell me nobody stole it. Oh, thank God it's still here. I can't imagine what would have happened if I lost it. So, the question is, when do I play it? For once I have the power to take my game into my own hands, even if it means going against a move that my alliance makes. So I cannot afford to waste it. I'm probably overthinking this. When the time is right, whatever effects this idol has, I'm going to make the move. I don't need anyone's permission to play the game.
Not one goddamn word. Whoa, what ravaged you? And shut up and take my reveal glass. Alright, take it. Take it and give me my spot in the final 10 already. Okay, I don't even need a close-up for this one. Are you even fucking trying?
One grade up, fresh from the man-spreading fields, your sussiness.
How would it even take you this long to get back here? You usually penetrate these kind of challenges. Anally!
I'll tell you about it momentarily. I remember it like it was just today. Tell you... So, I was walking down the string cheese with a bunch of... a word that starts with a P, until I see something gilding. Here's me, jaywalking. When suddenly, I Diego from Ice Aged it. The apple of my ass. Oh look, it's the upgrade from Tenson Benson. And upon further igloo, I came to a shocking ravioli. Yes, I was the deceptful Decepticon all along. I ate the last asparagus, and then it dripped all over. I was the pickle dripped all over. And that, my compa dick, is how bacon are born.
Just take your spot in the final 10 already. Seriously, what do you expect me to say to that? What do you expect me Are you sure this is an ideal place to look? I've heard that I'm sometimes spawned in places like these for some reason. It wouldn't hurt to look. Alright, if you insist. Get on my shoulders.
12 seconds later.
Do you see anything in there? No, just a random trubbish. Trubbish? Ah! No, we are not doing this again. Zap cannon! Evros! I owe you one after you saved my tail from Mammoth Swine back there. Here, the Trubbish dropped this when I got ass blasted to Uranus. You seem distraught. What's on your mind? It's about what Beautifly said back there. It's been on my mind all day, and it's been eating me up inside. She's the person that has been there for me the most since Smeargle left, and without her, I just feel like no one understands me. I can't believe I got her to a point that she would just leave me. That I wronged her so much that after everything, she would just turn her back on me. Listen, Piplup, if there's one thing I've learned the hard way these past couple of days, is that morality, it doesn't mean anything in a game like this. Not to people like her. That doesn't mean isolate yourself from others for being good, but there's going to be a point where you need to stop worrying about everyone else's opinions in games and prioritize your own. At some point, you're going to have to fend for yourself. You're right. Yeah, now let's get back. Alright, we made it. Here's my Everstone. Alright, congratulations, Piplup. You made it to the final 10. Wait, if I'm here... If we made it here first, then... Oh no.
Okay, how hard is it to find this Megastone? I've been looking for, what, all day? And still no sign of... Wait, was that it the whole time? Do I just, approach it, or... You know, I'm starting to realize Megastones were kinda bullshit. Well, I guess I got what I needed. Time to find Venusaur and head back. Oh, and before I forget... Alright, Venusaur, we're good to go. I mean, I've gotta carry this big-ass boulder all the way back to the campsite, but... Venusaur! Get away from him, you bastard! Ah! Anyone who tries to hurt my friends has to go through me! I'll make you regret even coming in contact with him! Mega Punch! Machamp, stop! It wasn't attacking me! You know, I wouldn't have had to go ballistic just now if you just come in with me out of harm's way. Think, Venusaur, think! What are you getting so worked up about? Nothing happened to me anyways. What, do I not have the right to make my own decision without you breathing down my neck? No, that's not what I mean. But still, I don't need a repeat of what happened yesterday. I really could have lost you the other day, Venusaur, to those fucking rock wreckers. I only went easy on them because I had to prioritize keeping you safe. But so help me, if the worst case scenario happened, I would not have been so merciful. You don't mean? Look, I'm not a mind reader here, Venusaur. I thought that our words of encouragement would have been enough to... No, you're wrong! Your words did help! I probably wouldn't even be functioning without them! But... you really expect me to live down all of that trauma in one day? That was the biggest low point of my entire life. I had already felt like I had lost everything but my life anyways, and... you guys could have easily lost me yesterday. I don't know how I can ever fully recover from that. Here's a start. I want you to see this as a symbol of betterment and my faith. Our faith. If anyone is going to help you recover, see yourself in the same light you used to, it's going to be us. Me, Ampharos, and Gliscor. Venusaur, I want you to know personally that I'm not giving up on you again. Machamp, you know I could easily be in your debt after you saved my life, but the fact that you're still treating me like an equal despite what I did to hurt you, you're a good friend, Machamp. Anytime, man. Now let's get going.
Beautifly, what are you still doing out here? I thought that with your advantage you would have finished by now. Oh, Gardevoir. Sorry, I just have a lot on my mind right now. So much that I guess I just lost track of the challenge. What about you? Did you find the reveal glass? Nope, no luck. When Metachamp said that it was ball-bustingly rare, she wasn't busting my balls. Which I still don't have. Holy fuck, why is it so hard to find a mirror in a truck? I mean, wherever the hell it is! Let's take a walk. So, you know how Machamp suspects you of voting for Monferno? I'd have to be some kind of oblivious to not know when he says it directly to my face. So, I went to confront him and his alliance on this to defend your honor, and, well, it didn't go too well. I said some things back there that I didn't mean, and pretty much cut off all possibility of us working together in the future. And as if that wasn't bad enough, Piplup comes in and reveals that she made a move behind my back that I never would have expected. Gardevoir, she voted for you last night. Oh, did she now? But even if that's true, I for one refuse to believe that you voted for Monferno. If I can cling on to hope that I can trust at least one of you, that's all the hope I need. Perhaps I can maintain that trust by helping you find your item. Are you sure that won't be too much of an inconvenience? No, not at all. Now let's win this challenge. Which path should we take? Right one or the left? How about this? Let's split up. We'll not only cover more ground, but there's also potential for us to find both of our items. Alright, good idea. Let's meet back here when we found our items. I'll show you the ramifications of trusting me. Gastrodon here. What's up? I managed to initiate the first phase of our move. In a painfully easy manner, might I add. Perfect. I'm on my way. Where the hell is it? I've been flying all around this damn island with no sign of... there it is! Crack Caverns, here I come! Crack! Oh, but why does it have to be so far away? Wait a second, I can literally just fly up there. What was I on about? Oh wait, this crack. It feels somehow familiar. Dad, where are we going? We've been walking around for 8 literal hours. When are we going back to our tent? Tent? Oh, are we having a sleepover?
All your complaining's giving me a Mike Myers migraine. You're like little kids in a car constantly asking, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we fucking there yet?
I am literally your child. What are you on about?
Ugh. Keep moving, you little extortionists. Cause life's not all it's cracked up to be.
Hello there, my bird brand loyal zombie. Can I interest you in some new crack?
That is literally a bag of crack. What's the difference?
It's like crack, but it's not old. It's new. Ooh.
That sounds so commercially appealing. Can I try some? Oh, no, we are not doing this. Not today. Come on, Dad, we're going.
Don't crack block me, you bloke.
If you aren't going to pay with dough, then you'll have to pay with death.
Oh god, the mime has a clock. Let's get out of here. Now I know that counting Wooloo is a scam. Starly? What is it, Fletchling? I can't sleep. Do you wanna stay up and chat for a bit? Fine, but not for too long. So, what's up? So, I've been thinking, and... Starly, this tent... It's not for camping, is it? No, and I'm sorry you had to find out like this. Look, ever since Mom left us, this is the best my deadbeat dad could afford. What a role model, am I right? Oh, is that like a model that rolls around all day? Sure. All I can tell you, Fletchling, is that I'm sorry this is all your uncle cares to provide for you. but I want you to take one good look at him in his cozy-ass sleeping bag and realize he would have sold you for crack if he had the chance. I bring this up because we're getting on that show, I think it was called Total Pokemon Saltine Island or something, in 2 weeks. So I want you to keep this in mind. Only trust people that you know you can trust, that you know have your best interests at heart. Like me, and who knows, maybe other people you meet along the way. Can you do that for me? Sure thing, Starly! Shh, not so loud. Now go to bed, you bloke. What am I doing? This is the second time I've gotten a sudden rush of memory, and the second time I feel like I'm just failing Staravia in her valuable advice. I've been back for 4 days, and I haven't made any game moves, and relied on allies I don't even know I can trust. Okay, you know what? Tomorrow, I'm going to spend as much time around them as possible to get a glimpse of their true colors. If I can't trust them in the end, I'll figure something out. I refuse to let Staravia's faith in me go to waste this early, let alone at all. You know, I just realized the irony of having a rock gem as my item. What the hell? A gem is a kind of rock. Oh, speaking of the devil. Alright, finally got my item. Alright, Gardevoir, I got my item. And Gardevoir? Where'd you go? Huh, that's odd. Where could she have gone? Wait, she couldn't have abandoned me here, did she? No, get it together, Beautifly. I can't be stable if I end up thinking I don't have anyone. Besides, she can't teleport back. That's part of her penalty. Maybe she's somewhere I didn't look. There's just a big cave after all. Or maybe she's waiting outside for me. Or maybe... Gastrodon? Good riddance, Beautifly. No! No! And Gastrodon! That takes care of that. Let me out! Gastrodon! Alright, I'm back with the crack. Alright, let me get a whiff of that. Okay, so you don't take the corn dog I went hell and back to get, but you take the fucking crack that took infinitely less effort to get? Yes, correct. I'm not going out like this. I refuse to go out like this!
Alright, we're back. Are we just gonna ignore what just happened to Corfish?
Oh, he'll be fine. We can never keep track of what he does anyways.
Alright, well, I have my Mega Stones, so I'm safe, right?
Yes. You and Machamp are the 4th and 3rd to last people to finish.
What about me then? Do I just chuck the boulder?
No! No. You're good. You're safe, Machamp. Ha! Well, Beautifly, it looks like you lost. You no good rat! Now hold on. Under normal circumstances, due to Beautifly being the last person to cross, she would be the one eliminated. However, Miss Colorblind Bitch over here has had a bit of trouble distinguishing the exact shard she was tasked to receive. So before we come to any conclusions, we're going to evaluate whether Gastrodon was accurate or not. Oh, come on! Hey, you brought back a blue shard. You don't get a say in this.
This is the closest we've come.
This could put everything to an end right here and right now.
Will this signify the fall of my greatest enemy?
Or my best friend. Ladies, step forward. Well, that was pointless exposition. So, after all this time, it has come to this. Gastrodon, Beautifly, it is down to only you two. Right here and now, we will determine which one of you will advance to the final 10 and who will just be cut short of a spot. Please hand me your assigned items. We'll start by evaluating Gastrodon's item, but bear this in mind. Gastrodon, if this isn't the exact shard I requested, you will automatically be eliminated from the game. The moment of truth. This is... A red shard! Which means that Gastrodon, you are safe. And Beautifly, you are eliminated from total Pokemon Survivor Island. This is all Gastrodon's doing. I would have made it long before she did if she did barricade me in a cave. I should have expected this from the likes of you. I received multiple warnings about you and I didn't listen. I did this to myself, didn't I? Beautifly, no. No! This can't be happening! You can't be leaving! Piplup, I'm so sorry. I said that I would always be by your side, and I broke my promise. I failed you. Why did you put me in this stupid fucking position? Do you even know how worried I was about you when you stormed off and disregarded the world? Or the magnitude of your words back there? I never felt more alone than I did today. And because of your goddamn ignorance, I lost the one person that kept me from feeling truly alone. Don't you get it? I've lost everything. Everyone. I'm not gonna try and justify my actions. Shunning you the way I did, it was very cold of me. I fully acknowledge that. I guess I ended up doing more damage today than I thought I could have repaired. And Venusaur, I'm sorry about what I said back there. I was so caught up in doing what I thought was right that I ended up doing wrong by you. By all of you.
It's not your fault. Gastrodon's managed to evade us for this long, and after today I can understand why that's the case. We might have been able to see through her facade, but it's clear to me now that she's a very kindness-abusing individual, and one we'll be personally attending to soon enough.
It's time you uncoordinated, self-righteous losers grasp this simple concept. In this game, it's eliminate or be eliminated. That's how you got yourselves here, that's how I got here. It's the only constant in a game like this. If you refuse to accept this irrefutable truth, then relinquish all intentions of eliminating me. Because if you haven't eliminated me by now, then you never will. Piplup, I know how unfair it is for me to ask this of you, but please carry the torch of our alliance in my place. And with that faith, take it as far as your limits will allow. Because only you can. If you choose to take that faith, you can do anything. Beautifly, how can you keep doing it? How can you believe me when I don't even believe in myself? How can you sit there and put up with my problems when I've never done anything to make you proud? How do you know I can do great things when... I know it because you're Piplup, goddammit! If you didn't think it was possible, you wouldn't still be here! Please, Piplup, I'm begging you! Don't doubt yourself! It'll be your greatest enemy in this game! Why am I still here? Why couldn't it have been me? Piplup, come here. Please don't let go. Piplup, goodbye. Beautiful, wait! Come back! Beautiful, wait! Before you go, tell Smeargle, tell him that I'm still going strong, that I will. Beautiful, thank you. Thank you for everything! Gardevoir, are you here to see me off? More or less, but I also come bearing a message I feel you are obligated to hear. I want you to know this entire time, the traitor among you was me. It was my vote that took to elimination, causing the rift between alliances. It was my vote that caused Monferno's downfall. I used the circumstances to frame Mawile to confirm my alibi. And now that I made the move to be rid of you, I've diminished my opposition I called my alliance. You conniving bitch! I trusted you! And when it came down to it, that was the cause of your downfall. Let this be a lesson to you, Beautifly, to all of you. Trust is a very dangerous weapon. It can be worked in your favor just as well as it can be used against you. You put your faith in the wrong person, this is roughly the outcome. Though that said, there are some benefits to trust. With you gone, your alliance is mine. All because you were naive enough to trust me. What a pity. You can't do this! They'll catch you. They'll finish what you started. I swear it!
Don't think for a second I didn't see that.
Oh, how unfortunate. You did it. You exposed me. You're quite the renowned detective. Do you feel a meaningless sense of pride now that you've cracked the case, you deductive dumbass? You eavesdropping on my ulterior motives doesn't prove anything. As it stands, there's no evidence of my actions, so to put it in terms you'll understand, I have nothing to hide.
Don't fucking patronize me, you backstabbing traitorous two-faced scum. My overhearing of your malicious intent did benefit me. It gave me all the confirmation I needed. Now that you've told me verbally of what you did to Mawile, you officially made things personal. You've made an enemy out of me tonight, and it'll be your undoing.
What are you willing to do to bring me to justice?
Everything I can. Despite the lack of evidence, I'll do everything in my power to convince others of your true colors to gather votes against you. Mark my words, I'm not going anywhere until you do.
Likewise. Damn it! Tally that up to another person who knows about my motives. Oh well, if I was able to eliminate Mawile, then it'll be no trouble to eliminate either. But he does still pose a threat. If I don't extinguish his burning desire to expose me, then it'll spread to his alliance, and I'm going to get burned.
She probably knows deep down that she gave me a weapon in the form of her words. That'll prove to be her first of many mistakes. First thing I'm gonna do is let my alliance know as a safety net so that eventually I'll be able to make her expose herself. She may have been able to eliminate Mawile, but she'd better know I'm not gonna fall so easily.
Machamp.
Gardevoir,
If
if
you
you
want a
want a
battle,
battle,
then
then I'll give you a war.
God, I played like an idiot. If I was open to the idea of Gardevoir being the traitor, I wouldn't have done this to myself. I'm hoping that from this, Piplup will take more initiative for her own game. Piplup, we're all cheering for you. Me, Cricketoon, Monferno, Smeargle, I don't know about Klefki, but all of us. Make us proud. And with that, Beautifly has been eliminated, which signifies we've officially made it to the final 10. Gastrodon, Venusaur, Fletchinder, Skuntank, Gliscor, Corphish, Ampharos, Piplup, Machamp, and Gardevoir are still standing firm in their positions in the game. Psh, I knew I'd get here. If I could get through 20 other assholes, I can get past 9 more. Victory is just within my reach. I won't let anyone snatch it away from me.
Gastrodon may be cocky now, but this is the last straw. I will never forgive what she just did to Piplup, and soon enough, together we're gonna put an end to her game once and for all. Enjoy 10th place, Gastrodon.
I don't know what I'm doing or how fate brought me back here, but I do know that I'm not prepared to let anyone down, Staravia or otherwise.
Not the outcome I was anticipating. No. Far better than my preconceived anticipation. Now that Gastrodon has taken the fall for the incentive I provided to Gardevoir, now both of them are prime targets of Venusaur's alliance, and for the time being, I am more or less off their radar. My humblest thanks for being an idiot, Gastrodon. No. I made it. Arcanine, Lopunny, if you're watching this, I'm gonna take this one home for you guys, and I'm not gonna let anything stand in my way. I've come this far, I'm not losing now. To vaccination!
To all of our allies that left along the way, just know that we have you in mind when securing this game. And until the time comes when we have to duke it out for the win, we're gonna show people like Gastrodon, Skuntank, and Gardevoir the power of unity. I'm gonna make Gastrodon pay for what she did to Beautifly, because if anyone can do it, it's me. Or, I want to believe that at least.
I also consider myself lucky to have been able to come back to the game and gotten this far. But now we're nearing the end game, and at some point I'll have to remain true to the words I shared with Mawile. I, as a returning player, am fully intent on winning this game. For Mawile, for my friends if it comes to it, and as a personal victory.
So apparently I was called a threat now? But no matter. Once I've officially destroyed Venusaur's alliance, no one will be able to stand in my way afterwards. Not even Gastrodon. After the events that have unfolded recently, what can possibly happen going forward? You're just going to have to find out on Total Pokemon Survivor Island. Thanks for watching.